This particular Austin Allegro Supra was bought while being drunk. Very tasty Porsche 911. Very rare Austin Healey here, 106 model. The Mercedes 230 SL is off now. This standard 10 is immaculate. Today on Car Traction, or tonight on Car Traction, we're at the wonderful venue that is the Tern Hill Hall for their tri-yearly, I think it is, evening car meet, and there's just an amazing variety here demonstrated by the wonderful RS500 Cosworth and this very, very tasty early Austin Healey 3000. It's actually a birthday car show for me as well, so it's 17 the big one, so I've had a good day already driving two cars, and yeah, we're going to be here at today's evening car meet looking around. We're in the XJ8, and sometimes you just know there's going to be an unbelievable turnout. Perfect weather, yeah, it's just, we already know tonight it's going to be an amazing meet, so stay tuned. We'll check out what classic cars are arriving, but it's going to be a wonderful night with loads of cars. This parking section is usually where the cream of the crop all park up, so there'll be plenty turning up later. Also a few motorbikes, glorious Norton already here, but there's going to be an unbelievable turnout tonight, I just know it. Very common British classic, you see it at a lot of car events here in the UK, the Morris Minor, and one you might see quite often in Sweden on various classic rally events, but over here in England you do not see those bull-nosed Saabs. 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine in those. They sound great, don't they? Another classic British saloon is that really nice and absolutely immaculate standard either 10 or standard 10, actually that one is. Of course, many of you will know we have the standard 8 at home. That's a nice standard 10, the 948cc engine, so they've got just over 100cc more than we have, but that's an absolutely mint classic British saloon, wonderfully restored, really usable classic car as well. Next to roll in, bear in mind it's still about 35 minutes before the official start of this event, and there's so much here already, but yet rolling in, another MGB GT. So many cars piling in. I don't know what model of Nissan this is, maybe a Sunny, but it looks rare. Ah, Cherry. Nissan Cherry. Well, we've got a TVR Griffith up front, and behind that is a Chalmers. Now that's a very well known VSCC, Vintage Sports Car Club competing car. It does all sorts of hill climbs and stuff. But I've never seen that car with headlamps on before. Usually it's in race spec, but I guess it might be running in the night. I imagine that's exciting at night. So, a huge pair of lamps on it for night use. And it's a lovely pair of old vintage brass lamps. Great car that. Very quick as well. Beautiful Fiat Spider. Great looking car, the E34 generation BMW 5 Series, a 520i. Very handsome old saloon. And already one of my highlights of the night has to be this absolutely glorious Jensen CV8 here. Beautiful classic British coupe with an American heart. These are a largely fiberglass constructed car with what I think is a Chrysler V8 motor. And there's another V8 sounding very tasty in the form of that Griffith. That's an awesome car. Automatic, probably 3 or 4, it could be a 4-speed actually, probably quite advanced for its time, but I know these are kind of called a Marmite car sometimes. Some people either really love the styling or some people really hate the styling. I definitely fall into the first group. And also a restored car that retains its absolutely beautifully patinated original interior. I've seen this car so many times before, and it's just, every time I see it, it's just absolutely glorious. Really love that, beautiful lines. So I think, yep, a 3-speed automatic transmission operated via the column. That is just, what a beautiful looking Jensen CV8. Fantastic looking car. This has to be another highlight as well, just to its rarity. The gorgeous Saab 96, a very early car. These known as the bullnose for the style of front on these, and these sold with a 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine, which makes a really awesome and unique sound. They're actually a really good sounding car. Said on the way, and you see a lot of these in Sweden getting rallied. Yep, they're very popular front-wheel drive rally cars over there, but in the UK you really don't see these. And now these really early ones, they later went to V4s and changed the styling, and these early ones are getting ragged on dirt roads less and less nowadays, so they're getting even rarer. Maybe a few rally drivers smash them up or something on the rally stages. But yep, so rare to see such an original Saab 96 with a 2-stroke engine. There's a C7 Corvette and a VW bay window camper joining the turnout. Very smart Austin Mini up front. Mark 1, very early era. That's an interesting looking motorbike. Another, oh, a Vincent, very tasty. Big single cylinder, probably 500cc upwards. Vincent there. A very clean Mark 1 Ford Focus. But behind it is a car we see very often when we film actually. It gets used a lot, but it really doesn't get old seeing it. The beautiful semi-lightweight Jaguar E-Type. Originally owned by a French man who sort of created it from a standard E-Type into this semi-lightweight form. Made it into a bit of a racer. Fantastic looking car. Renault 5 rolling in as well. There's been a lot of chat around these as Renault have just released their new electric Renault 5, which is very much said to be one of the best sort of car designs, and I'll probably agree, to be honest, of this year. I think it's already one car of the year 2025. Unfortunately not a petrol powered car like the original Renault 5, but the new one certainly does seem to be pretty popular. But that's the original it was based off. Still very common in France, but not in the UK. Second pre-war car of the night after the wonderful Chalmers, the Morris 8 Series 1 Tourer. Very tasty Triumph TR5. That's so rare, a Ford Consul Cabriolet. I think we're going to be spending a while at the Arrivals Lounge here today, despite what it may look like. I don't know, perhaps a typical Volkswagen Passat that has a W8 engine in, which is unbelievable. Proper sleeper car. Nice sounding gears on that Mini. Next to come in is this, a Volvo 144 Estate. Sounding surprisingly, what's the word, purposeful. Yeah. Maybe a set of fancy air filters or carburetor intakes on the Volvo 144 Estate Deluxe. Second Renault 5 of the evening. Very rare Austin Healey here, 106 model, so the smaller, earlier capacity size of the BMC C-Series Straight 6. They're usually a 3 litre in this. I think it's a 2.6 litre engine, often said to be the sweetest running unit out of the lot. And that one does certainly sound pretty sweet. Lovely car. So many rare cars tonight. A Rover 400 Series Coupe. Oh, I've seen something I like very, very much. There's the Volvo 240 Estate, the Porsche Boxster, but look at this. Wasn't expecting a Facel Vega to turn up tonight, but there you go. That's an incredible car. Wow, so another car with an American heart. This probably has a Chrysler or Cadillac. Very, very good sounding V8 engine. Matched up to an automatic gearbox. Stunning looking car. Wow. That's so rare. I think most of today's videos are probably going to end up being the arrivals. Stunning MGA coupe rolling in. So much to see. And I think it's more interesting seeing the cars actually running and driving on their way into the show. That's an interesting one. Perhaps a rebodied MGTF or MGF, something like that. Looks like a little racing car, that one. And a car we know very well, the mighty Porsche 944 S2. Plenty still arriving. You could always tell it was going to be a big meet. Riley Elf and a Triumph Stag convertible in maroon. And I've just been chatting to the owner of the Porsche 944, and apparently he works at Bentley, and the owner of this Austin Allegro works for him in the interior department at Bentley, I think. And this Allegro has quite an interesting story. So the wife of the husband who owns it bought it drunk off eBay. And then, you know, this is their, I think it was as a bit of a joke or something, but yeah, there you go. The wonderful Allegro Super 2-door with, of course, the not circular steering wheel, the slightly flatted edges of steering wheel. And yeah, such a rare little car. Allegro Super as well, the high spec variant. Absolutely fantastic car, and not a bad drunk eBay buy. One of the first times I've seen a Segway in use, mobile filming going on there of that very tasty Porsche 911. Let me know if you think I should invest in a Segway scooter for filming purposes. Now I like the look of this Jaguar XJ-S. I also like the sound of it. So this is at least painted in original race colours, but it does sound pretty perky. It's got a manual gearbox. Really interesting car. That definitely wants another look. Yeah, manual V12 Jaguar XJ-S sounds pretty good. So look at this everyone, a beautifully modified Jaguar XJ-S. Now these were sold with the wonderful 5.3 litre V12 engine from Jaguar, but it sounds to me like this one, well, it's pretty clear, I think this one has a manual gearbox. Now usually these were sold with the 3-speed automatic, the Jaguar, I think it was a ZF 3-speed gearbox, but this one converted very, very tastefully to potentially a 5 or 6-speed manual gearbox. It's also got track wheels, tyres and brakes, so a proper weapon, and a very, very faithful replica of the original Jaguar TWR racing cars of the 1980s and 1990s, with Tom Walkinshaw's name on the side, a very, very well-known Jaguar XJ-S driver. You just hear the metal beautifully ticking away. And yeah, the livery really just sets off that absolutely epic manual V12 XJ-S. Very tasteful Porsche 911 Carrera. Lovely shade of yellow. Wow, a lovely pagoda shaped Mercedes. This one, the Roadster. 230 SL or 280 SL, 230 SL. Could be an automatic or a manual gearbox, but that is just a very, very good looking car, isn't it? Wonderful quality as well. That'll be as reliable as a lot of later cars that are here today, if not more reliable. What a fantastic looking car that is. Jaguar XJ-S V12 Coupe, such a bargain at the moment as well, but don't go buying them and inflating the prices, because I might want one in a couple of years. Just buying another fastback Mustang is the Morris 1100. Oh, sorry, 1300. So that's the larger engined car by 200 cc's, 1300 GT. Another glorious Austin Healey rolling in. This one, the full 3000 model. So very powerful engine. Safe to say it's a pretty popular meet, but get to get a look at the wonderful old Chalmers. New edition, these wonderful big brass lamps, as I said, usually, probably like an hour ago now in the video, usually this car doesn't run with headlamps, but maybe it has been here before without headlamps, so maybe the decision was made after last time to put some lovely, hopefully working lamps on it, because obviously weight reduction, this car does a lot of racing and competing. It's obviously faster without them, but it also gets a lot of use on the roads. That does make sense, and they really do suit the weathered brass finish of the radiator as well. Very powerful four-cylinder. I think it's like a 5.3 litre four-cylinder engine up front in this. You can tell this is a pretty crazy popular meet. Let's see what else we have. A Fiat 500 sort of cup car, I don't know what they're called. A absolutely immaculate Mark 1 Mini here, an Austin Mini, oh, an Austin Cooper S, wow. So a very, very early and beautifully restored Mark 1 Austin Cooper S. A Miss Smith, probably like KR200 or something like that. I don't know the specific models, but the owner of that one has many similar micro cars. Another V12 Jaguar XJ-S, a Ferrari 360, loads of those here tonight. A Mini with a body kit, a few trials, bikes and scramblers. Ford Focus RS and the glorious Charger on the end there. Let's see what else we have. Even though things are still arriving, I've got to start having a look around here, and that is wonderful. Absolutely awesome looking Austin Healey. This is a Mark 1 3000, I could say why, but I probably don't have the time to be honest. 3 litre straight 6 engine up front, known as very much a British muscle car. These really sort of old fashioned even for its time handling, but the power of that engine is just unrivaled in its time, to be honest. Lovely racing or rallying hardtop, probably more rallying with that vent. Look at that, no windows, proper stripped out race car. Absolutely love that. Starting off with this period rally car replica. It's got all the right kit in it of the original Triumph Works rally cars. This is, it's got all the original timing gear. I actually thought for a moment, especially with that registration, that this was an original car. Left hand drive also original, but this is a wonderfully faithful replica with an old Triumph TR4 of the original Works rally cars. It's even got the VC end registration, which is the correct, you know, that's the correct for the original cars. So there's the Morris 8 Series E, an MG Midget in black. I've seen a couple of those here tonight, I think. Section 2CV6. And a very nice bit of 100E action. The Ford Prefect, the 4-door 100E. An Aston Martin DB9. A Ford Sierra. I do apologise to any owners if I do not show their cars, because I'm sure you can understand there's just an insane amount of enthusiast cars to see and attempt to film at tonight's meeting. All sorts of things from 90s and 2000 sports cars, the BMW Z4, I do quite like those. The Lotus Elise, that's very nice as well. And the Ford Consul Cabriolet, such a rarity this car is, wow. The straight line almost makes it look like an amphibious vehicle, like an amphicar or something. It's just an impression I get. I don't know if anyone else shares it, with a big open top like that. It almost looks like a boat on the road, but yeah, really, really unusual to see a convertible Ford console, and that's a very handsome E30 Estate BMW. Fantastic looking classic car there. Here's the great Volvo 144 Estate. It feels like ages ago that we filmed this one coming in, but there's just been so much to see. Making its way down, that's very tasty, isn't it? A Porsche 928. And that one looked to have a manual gearbox, which is a very rare feature. The vast majority of those automatics. Alright, let's sort of try and cover 2 rows at once. Got the Renault 5, very original little car, that one. Ford Capri, Porsche 924, this is an interesting car, totally original, unmolested, and I think one owner or 1 or 2 owners until the current owner. If you want to see this car more, because I've got to move on, check out one of my Combermere car meet videos. Mercedes SL Cabriolet, absolutely immaculate Mark 1 Ford Focus, they're meant to be quite good driving little cars. Ford Mustang Fastback as well. Oh, I do like this. Just beyond the Volvo 240 Estate is this very, very tasty, I think it's E28 this one is, BMW 5 Series Saloon. Wow. And there's the more modern BMW in E92 M3. Oh, that is a very good looking car. Very simple design sort of side profile, isn't it? Just the 3 boxes saloon, small, higher, bigger, and then small for the boot at the back, but so sort of minimalistic and just beautiful this car is, I think. Really love this era. Manual gearbox as well. These were sold with a variety of petrol, and I think maybe there might have been 1 diesel engine, but like 1.8, 1.6, 2 litre, 2.2, then you had the M5, which was like a 3 litre or 3.5. I think it's 3.5 actually, straight 6-cylinder engine, and this has got a beautiful paint finish in the sort of metallic with a slightly light green tint. I don't quite know how to describe it, but it's a beautiful car. What else is there? That's a very tasty Jaguar Mark II over there, lovely 50 Saloon, Porsche Boxster, MGB Roadster, 4.2 V8 powered Jaguar XJ-S Cabriolet. This Rover is for sale. And a Mini, another MGB GT, 1.8 litre B series is out on this one, a very fine looking engine that one is. Triumph Stag, nice convertible, and the spectacularly clean Porsche 944, first meeting of the year for that car, and a lovely MG TA, the TA being the pre-war MG. Wow, beautifully restored car. And there's the Austin Allegro. There's a Fiat 124, over there the Spider, a VW, and mode of transport for the day, the Jaguar XJ-8. We're next to an E30 Cabriolet BMW that's for sale, but due to long distances we've decided to come in something a little bit more modern and longer legged than some of our older era cars. And what an unbelievable turnout we have tonight. Just beyond this incredibly immaculate Volvo 940 is this absolutely divine little Fiat Spider. I think this predates the likes of the 124 Spiders. This is just a Fiat 1500 Spider. This one absolutely beautiful, beautiful little car. Really just stunning. This Beetle looks pretty nice with the yellow tint headlamps up front and the yellow tint spot lamps to match. E46 Cabriolet, the Rover 25, and here's the incredibly rare and incredibly clean old Nissan, what was this, the Cherry I think this was, original 4-cylinder engine. Was it the Cherry? Yes it was, the Cherry Europe edition of that very rare old Nissan. Porsche Boxster, 1300 Sport Mark II Ford Escort, MGB Roadster, TVR Chimera, so much to see, a crazy amount. Audi TT Cabriolet, and a C3 baby, Chevrolet Corvette, this one, an automatic transmission, of course, with the compulsory really on any car of this era and from the US of A, the wonderful Focus V8 engine. Another Mark II 1600 Sport that one is, and a TR4 Triumph just behind. He's got some fat tyres on his bicycle. What else is there? I'm trying to really speed up because there's so much to see. A Saab 9000, Wartime Jeep, Renault 5, Triumph TR5. Some of these we saw coming on the way in. Pairing of Celicas, the earlier and the later there, and the even earlier one here actually. Fantastic looking Celica with the pop-up headlamps. Here's the little Riley Elf, rebadged and almost sporty variant, you could say, of the Austin Mini with a lovely little stop lamp. That's actually off a motorbike, but nicely adapted for use on this Riley Elf. There's still a whole other section up top which is meant to have some of the best cars in it to look at. And we've got the Chevrolet El Camino here as well, quite an iconic pickup. BMW Z3, I always have to have a little look at these. Very good registration on it as well. BMW, I think these are such good looking little cars, and especially with the 6-cylinder engines, a real weapon really, they can be. This one is unbadged, so it's probably most likely a 1.9 litre 4-cylinder one of the smaller engines available. TVR Chimera, oh I do like that, XK8, Sierra XR4i Ford, very rare variant. A Mini, British Leyland era, Ford Consul Capri, and a Mark 1 Mazda MX-5 on the end there. Mark 1 California MX-5 is, I think, booked in for its MOT relatively soon. But look at this, I think these are such good looking cars and so affordable right now. The Jaguar XK8, and with the evening sunlight, that just looks so nice. Very much design cues of the 1960s and 70s, the Jaguar E-Type models, you know, you can see a lot of that in here, and I think these are obtainable for 3k in the UK, and what a great looking car for the money, I think. They're all fitted with automatic transmission. I know a couple of people who've put manuals in these, but I think it would just be a world of pain with engine codes and disagreements between gearbox and engine, but it did make a fantastic car. That's the only thing that a lot of people say hold these Jags back really, is the very common automatic gearboxes. There's the Mark II MX-5, but what a good looking car that is. But I'm just saying, don't buy them, don't inflate the prices, because I might want one soon. Now that's an interesting car, the wonderful Ford Zephyr. Now I had a chat with the owner of this at the last Convermere video, so take a look at the channel homepage for more on the history of that car. It's got quite an interesting history, so it's definitely worth a look to find out more about that one, but unfortunately I don't think we have time for it tonight. There's so much to see. Quite a snazzy little Peugeot 106, a Volvo 340 saloon there, MGB Roadster, fantastic, last of the air-cooled Porsches, the 993 generation, Porsche 911. Yeah, it's just an unbelievable amount of cars here tonight. Quite a nice and original looking Volkswagen Beetle, and I think, to be honest, that's probably most of the stuff we have to see from this absolutely incredible field. And let's get a final look at this wonderful Jaguar Mark II. The 205 is off already. That's a very good looking GTI with the 1.6 litre 4-cylinder. And at the same time arriving is the great MGTD, emphasising the come and go nature of these evening more informal meets. The wonderful TR4 rally car is off. Right, let's see what other classic motorbikes have turned up. I love that Norton. There's also really tasty, actually, pre-war era Ariel. That looks to be quite a large capacity, probably 500cc or something, single cylinder motor in that one. Really nice sprung saddle pre-war era motorbike. Porsche on the end, and then starts the wonderful collection of Ferrari 360s, various models and specs, and then we come back down to earth, you could say, with the wonderful 105e Ford Anglia, the Triumph 2.5 PI, that one, that'd be a great sounding engine in that car. Ford Mustang 5 litre and another Z3 BMW, this one with the hardtop on, which looks quite nice. This one, the flared arches, the proper wide body one, this, which would suggest it maybe has a larger engine like the 2.8 or 3 litre 6-cylinder. Probably more likely 2.8. It's got a Haman, that's interesting, it's got Haman parts on this, and Dad's old Z3 also had many Haman body kit parts and things on it, so that's quite interesting to see. Some other beautiful cars down here, look at these. Well, we'll start off with, this looks quite appropriate in the corner actually, doesn't it? The Series 2 Land Rover. And then quite an interesting little, quite modern actually, on a 74 plate, Caterham 7, Lotus 7 sort of thing, Porsche Boxster. Another absolutely glorious, isn't it? Austin Healey 3000. These cars recently have really grown on me. I just think they're so cool with that fantastic bark of the 6-cylinder engine up front. Great looking interior. This is also one of the windowless cars, so proper lightweight car, debumpered. It's just got the bumper overriders. Originally it would have had a bumper there, but this one stripped for lightweight, and the wonderful painted wire wheels. Everything about that car looks right. And another very smart Trap TR4. Another pairing of BMW M cars here, the BMW Z3M this one is, so the full fat wide body 3 litre straight 6-cylinder engine in this one, although actually this being an M might have the 3.2, actually I think it's the 3.2 litre straight 6 in this one, proper wide body car. BMW Z4, the car that came after this, both in a very similar colour, so interesting to compare. I think these just edge out the Z4s on looks, but I don't know about driving, of course, because I've never even sat in one. The BMW M3 here, very much a track-focused car. They're probably the world's loudest TVR Tuscan here. It's absolutely unbelievable. And a very, very smart and very nicely modified E92 BMW M3. Here's the wonderful V12 Manual Jaguar XJ-S, and the Nissan 370Z, and an interesting and very rare Alpha on the end. Right, what can we find over here? Another beautiful Mark 1 Mini, this one badged up as a Morris Cooper S, exactly the same spec as the Austin Cooper S, exactly the same car as it really, just a Morris badge on the front. Glorious Series 1 Jaguar E-Type here in grey, that is lovely with the MGB just behind. And just behind the MGB is another lovely Mark 1 Mini. Fantastic to see the semi-lightweight French modified Jaguar E-Type out and about again. If you want to learn more about this car, check out probably the same Convermere video actually as the Ford Zephyr. Extra information is in because I simply don't have time to put it in tonight. There's a lovely 308 Quattro Valve, something like that, probably 4 valves per cylinder, in the 308 GTS Ferrari, and a Lotus Evora, the Austin Healey 106, the Porsche Boxster S, and this absolute stunner, the Facel Vega HK500. I think these have a Chrysler V8 engine, but these came with a variety of specs, and the HK500 was the highest spec that the Facel Vegas was sold as, and absolutely beautifully designed and built car, with a big American V8 engine up front, matched up to an automatic gearbox, probably also from the USA, but very exotic styling. Absolutely stunning car. Oh, I didn't manage to check out this one. The Mercedes 230 SL is off now. I didn't get to see that one, I missed it unfortunately. So easy to do, but wonderful looking car. Chevy Nova over here as well, you don't see these often at all. 396 cubic inch V8, so that's getting on for 6.5 litres, something like that. Wow. Turbojet, 375 brake horsepower. Very nice Chevrolet Nova. Another Chimera. And a Spitfire. Didn't see this one earlier, a fantastic Citroen CX, the Evo 4 maybe, is just there, but what a rarity this is. Sort of, what's the colour? Banana yellow, you could say, with a dark maroon roof, vinyl roof. Amazing car, and yeah, what an amazing event we've got tonight. Absolutely beautiful condition, this little Austin 7. 747cc running off a single SU carburettor, 4-cylinder engine. Lovely little car with a very nice radiator mascot. Great pairing of little K cars here. This one, the Suzuki Cappuccino. These are very desirable little roadsters now, 3 cylinders up front in those. And this looks to be a little Fiat 850. This one, a Berliner from 1964. Wow, look at that. Really nice looking little car actually. This one was at Le Mans in 2023. Not competing. That's a lovely looking little car. Let's see what else there is. Parked at a quite interesting angle there, the Triumph Stag, really having to pile in some of the cars here tonight. And that I really do like that actually, that Porsche 911 Carrera. Really nice shade of yellow with quite a bit of orange mixed in. The Chrysler 300, MG Midget, XR3i Cabriolet, there's a Chimera down there as well. And in front of them all, the Capri. Let's get a look at this pair, nice 1950s pair of classics, the Morris Minor 1000, and the much rarer car next to it is the little Standard 10. Really nice bonnet mascot on this actually. Ours hasn't got anything like that, but ours is the earlier 8 with the smaller engine, but you know, the performance difference is negligible. This is a beautifully restored car, ours isn't, but this is really nice actually, yeah. Lovely. Really nice, faithful and original restoration, and very tasty actually, and very of its period with that colour of interior matching the gold wheels. Capri 3 litre. What a rare car this is. This is a Saab 95 Estate, this one. So we saw the Saab 96 earlier, that was the bullnose. This is the later design of car, and this has the V4 engine as opposed to most engines being a straight 4. The V4, this one, with a lovely, perfect fitting roof rack, isn't it? Yeah, really practical old car that would be. Dad had one of these years ago. I don't think he kept it particularly long, but yeah, real rarity, and I think a really good looking car as well actually. You know, the rear sort of 3/4 view apart from my shadow looks really nice on that, I think. And a pair of 2000s era Jaguars. The Jaguar XJ-S looks to be the next car to depart. These were sold as a 4 litre and a 4.2 litre V8. The 4 litres are more affordable, but there's like a little engine problem to do with plastic timing chain tensioners, which wasn't a great design. But that in dark blue just looks so sleek. Now that we have a little bit of time, we can have a look at this beautifully accessorised Consul Capri GT. So Ford made the Consul Classic, and this is the swoopy roofline coupe version of it. Many period accessories inside that lovely interior, and here is a very smart Mark 1 Mazda MX-5, also a 1.8 like our 1 of 300 California back at home. So here's one Morris 8 is leaving, as is the Ford Granada. The air cleaner size to engine size is quite interesting on this Austin 7. This Standard 10 is immaculate. Here's the mighty SL600 Mercedes, twin turbo V12 in that. Right, I think this is a section we haven't had a look round yet. That is actually one really sharp looking old Rover Coupe, the TR4, so many TR4s here today. Chevy pickup, this originally would have had probably a side valve 6-cylinder engine, since had a V8 put in it. This is a very nice Triumph GT6 Mark II. It's been debumpered, so the bumper's removed, a little bit of weight reduction and also for styling. Motor Lita, lovely steering wheel in there. Another Porsche box, there's so many of those here tonight as well, but this is a lovely GT6. Fantastic looking car. That's actually a later Chevy than I thought it was from the back, so it might have a V8 engine from original, but it might have been swapped with a bigger V8, I don't know. Yeah, there's that lovely, actually a Mark 1 GT6 interestingly. Now that we come round to the front, I can see it's a Mark 1 car that was a little bit tarnished reputation by its tendency for snap oversteer, but still, if you're not pressing on at 10/10ths, a fantastic car to drive with that lovely 6-cylinder engine. Here's quite an interesting looking Triumph Dolomite here, Dolomite Sprint. This one is badged up as, looks a little bit modified, Peugeot 405 GTI. Really rare old car. The Jetta C, is it, or something, Volkswagen here with the fantastic original Volkswagen trims. Look at them. Polo C, that's it, I knew. So this is a Polo, usually a Polo hatchback, but it's a Polo with a boot, but it's not a Jetta, which is an unusual car. And I think I really like these, the little Peugeot 106. I think these are really cool, funky looking little cars, you know. I really do rate them. Especially on the white wheels, looks like a little rally car. Very, very clean Audi TT here. This one a coupe in yellow, looking absolutely lovely. These came with a range of engines, and yeah, I think they're really good looking cars. I recently took a trip to TT Spares, a place, I don't know where it is, sort of just outside Nantwich really, that there's all sorts of spares for these. They've got about 50 braking cars dumped outside, but they had the brake light switch. That meant I could drive my Fox today, because we ordered one off eBay. It still hasn't come, so I wouldn't have been able to drive today. So yeah, thanks to TT Spares for selling us for a very reasonable price a brake light switch, the thing that the pedal presses onto to activate the brake lights. And that meant I could drive the Fox today, and the Ford console is off. Really stylish looking car, and very, very rare. The 3 generations of Celicas are leaving now. Pop-up headlights, gotta be the coolest out of the lot, haven't they? Really nice shape, that car, actually, I like that. And the McLaren is going, followed up by the fantastic Fiat 850. Off goes that stunning vintage Norton. That thing is beautiful. Sounds good as well. El Camino. Many people are departing tonight's fantastic evening car meeting at Tern Hill Hall. There goes the big Chev. That is very cool. Sounds good as well. And a lot of people say that these Mark 1 Ford Focuses are actually very good to drive. Probably a future classic. I guess it's a maybe contemporary Escort or something similar. The little British Leyland era Mini. The Volvo S90. One of 16 in the country. That's a very nice looking Triumph with the fairing. Modern bike imitating the old ones. Crisp sounding 2-stroke of the Messerschmitt. What a great looking little car that is.
They're not failed. I drove it back from
Wow, I've just spotted another really unusual car. Look at this, an Opel Kadett. But an unmodified Opel Kadett. These are very popular rally cars and very tunable cars. The engines in these, you see them very often getting ragged in Sweden and places like that, but this is a totally original, unmolested, unrestored, it looks to be, Opel Kadett Berlinetta. A really good looking car, the Kadett Coupes. That's so rare. Wow. Also over here, an automatic gearbox Jaguar E-Type V12 Series 3. This one in a very unusual colour for these cars, with, of course, the 4 exhausts.
Oh, yes, yes. You see them, really?
Right, everyone, I think that's pretty much it from my hopefully comprehensive walk around of April 2025's unbelievable, really crazy turnout at the Tern Hill Hall Evening Classic Car and Sports Car Enthusiast Car Meeting. Such an amazing event with some fantastic live music. Yeah, really great atmosphere. I'm sure everyone here has enjoyed their time. Here's the wonderful Chalmers in its road spec with the big brass lamps. I remember having a look at this engine another time. Exposed valves, the side valve engine, big 4-cylinder, I think it's like 5.4 litres or something if I remember this car. Absolutely epic car, really early, about early 20s or something like that. But yeah, that's it from today's walk around. Do let me know what you thought of my video and the meet itself. And yeah, let us know what your favourite car was. For me, it probably has to be the Facel Vega HK500 or the grey E-Type. Or I did like that XJ-S, the V12 Manual one, but do let me know all that. Make sure to subscribe and check out the Complimere video, as I said, to learn a little bit more about a few of the cars here, as I wasn't able to check out their stories as much as I would have liked to, just because there's so much. So just take a scroll down the channel homepage. But that's it from me, and bye for now.